What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Conversation Station. This episode, we're going to be reviewing Happy Birthday, the debut studio album from Canadian actor and musician Finn Wolfhard. You might know him best as Mike from Stranger Things. Now, the album was released back on June 6th in 2025, and honestly, I didn't even know he made music, and a few other of the cast members of Stranger Things makes music as well, but for me, this has so far been my favorite discovery. Now, Wolfhard's already been a part of two other bands, and this is why it's his debut studio album. This is inspired by a challenge that he put on himself to write 50 songs before the end of 2022. And from that's where he got his song selection. And I think that's really awesome when you can just, really challenge yourself to put as much stuff, on paper as possible. The lead single, Choose the Ladder, was released March 6th of 2025. That was followed by Trailers After Dark and Objection. Choose the Ladder is a really great single. It's accompanied by a video of him like in front of a green screen where it's like kind of like this roller coaster thing. It's really cool. Reminds you of like a, I don't know, just an older style video, but it's still really cool. It's kind of simple, but that's what, makes it so good. And it definitely fits the music really well. I don't know how, but it just kind of fits it perfectly. Now, it says it heavily uses the musical style of lo-fi with like taking from something called power pop. Honestly, I like, as far as like what I would like attribute it to if I had to put, this album in any type of group, I personally would probably put it in like a Cage the Elephant ballpark. That's the kind of same style, like different style of music, but just same feel, I guess you could say. Like I can tap into the same emotions is the best way I can describe it. This album absolutely stands out. It got good reception, earning 4 out of 5 stars on places like AllMusic and Kerrang. So, online I'm sure it did really well. People are, like I said, just kind of finding out that he makes music as well as other people as well, and it's just kind of cool to see like the reception going so hard. Personally, I like the sort of echoey style of some of the songs, and I think his voice is really cool. I think it's really interesting the way he plays with it. It's just, a different kind of sound, and the first time I showed it to somebody, they were like, and told them who it was, they were like, no way, so it's kind of cool to get that reaction and see, how good the music is and how well it translates. I've seen something that said the album dives into like personal topics like anxiety and nostalgia and just, stuff like that. And loneliness, and he definitely talks a lot. That's one thing I do love about this album is the the emotionality of it. Honestly, I can't think of a better time than like your early 20s to be writing some of the best emotional music you're gonna have. As you get older, you kind of dull out, and not that you get less in touch with your emotions, but I just think things like that become less sharp, and less easy to access. And I think just at a young age, being able to put as much energy as you can into an album and into songwriting and creating like that is just really cool. And it's really inspiring. It's really cool to see how much he's willing to extend his art just beyond acting and whatever else he's doing. I'll definitely have to check out the other 2 bands he was in and see what more music he has that I'll be into. For the album, he went on the Objection tour in June of 2025, and it ended in September 16th with a total of 23 dates. My personal top 3 favorite songs from this album are Objection, You, and Trailers After Dark. Objection and Trailers After Dark I kind of like for the same reason. It's the guitar and of course the lyrics are just really good, and like the way it's all paired together. You is like a really big favorite of mine because that's just, I don't know, it's one of those songs that I just enjoy it. I don't know. I just can see that being honestly later put in some kind of either love scene or some kind of looking back scene, and you won't even notice it until but just that it fits it so perfectly. I don't know how else to explain it, but that's the best way I can say. It's just a really nice, really song. I think it's a song about love, it seems like, but it's just a really nice, really awesome song. I also really love the Trailers After Dark video, how he's just kind of laying on a couch and like everything's happening around him. As a person who's spent plenty of times laying down just listening to music. I felt definitely, a sense of, oh look, I know that feeling too. But it's really cool. It's a really cool music video. It's just like to go with such a interesting song.
Shut up.
I know, before I really knew how to describe the genre, she's like, what kind of music is it? And I was like, I don't know, songs you can do stuff to. That's like the best way I can describe it, because it's just music that I can see playing in the background of just doing honestly anything. But it's really great, really easy, mellow, but still has a really fun and vibrant tone. But I've really enjoyed this album so far. I think it's a good listen whether you're in the car driving or just riding around. Plus, it's nice to find new artists to listen to every now and again. And I think even a couple other actors have some music from Stranger Things too. Steve Harrington, actor, is releasing music under the name Dejo. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Maya Hawke even has a song out, but I'll have to double check that when I get home. But I believe I saw that on my YouTube playlist. I think he put a lot of time and work into it, and it shows. It's really worth a listen if you haven't gotten the chance to yet. But I've really enjoyed this album. It's really fun, and honestly, it's just really cool to find new artists. Right now, the song that mainly gets stuck in my head is You, just because I feel like the chorus is really catchy. That's just, personally. But if for some reason you haven't checked this album out, I would say just go give it a listen. But if you haven't gave the album a listen yet, I would absolutely recommend it. I do appreciate any time you spend watching the videos. I really like making them. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.